Oh, wow.
Svetitskhoveli is a very important church here in Georgia, second most important church.
Why?
Svetitskhoveli has a shrine dedicated to Christ. Legend has it that during Jesus Christ's crucifixion, a Georgian person grabbed a piece of cloth of what Jesus was wearing and brought it back to Georgia. When he brought it back to Georgia, in those years it was known as Georgia, it was known as Iberia. And when he brought that back to Georgia, and as he was parading it, a Georgian woman grabbed it and tried to put it on her body, and she froze, and that's how she died. And they buried her body inside this monastery. This was built in the 5th century.
Yeah, the 400s.
Yes, yeah.
I knew it was in the 400s. I could just tell by the look of the architecture. Yes, this is 400s.
Yeah.
This is so 400s.
So let's walk, explore it. I'll show you. And
Yes, this is the 400s. I could have told you that. I didn't even have to have somebody say that. I look at this and say 400s.
Baptism happens here.
What's that?
And when they baptize children, they normally open this, they put this away, and then they put the kids in there to baptize them. There's water in here.
Oh, do they immerse them or just simply sprinkle them?
They used to immerse them, and then after that they stopped. Now they just sprinkle water on them.
Okay.
This is the shrine where the woman who grabbed a piece of cloth from what Jesus was wearing before he was crucified, she is buried here. So this is a sacred place here in Georgia. This gravestone here, this tombstone, this big white one, this was King Gorgasali, the king of Georgia. During those times, Georgia was called Iberia. So King Gorgasali is famous for moving the capital from Mskheta to Tbilisi. Legend has it that he was on a hunting trip in Tbilisi and he fell in love with Tbilisi. Wow. He was born in Mskheta, but when he fell in love with Tbilisi, he decided to move the capital from Mskheta to Tbilisi.
So
but when he died, the king after him moved his dead body and buried it here in Mskheta.
Oh, why? Is that
Yes.
big FU?
Yes.
Big FU?
So King Gorgasali, they said he was 2 meters tall. He was a very tall king. And he used to travel on horseback, and he had a spear and sword as well. So that was his sword, yes. The sword and the shield.
That's the real one.
No, that's a replica.
Oh, yeah, I gotta say. But
Yes.
underneath there's the sword and the shield.
Wow, that's incredible. And by the way, that lady, did she charge you for the tour? Was it part of the package?
We didn't
lady
know
that-
package.
No,
She just
I don't
showed
need
us.
package. No,
Oh,
I just know too much because I travel and I make videos.
That's amazing. I've
Yes.
got a YouTube channel then. Got a YouTube channel.
Yes, I'll give you
Can
that.
you describe it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you look carefully at this church,
Yes. But you're
During-
very good. I see the TV host.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you.
during the wars, what Georgians used to do, they used to hide women and children in churches, but to make sure that the enemies couldn't find those women and children, they used to hide them between the walls. So you look at this wall here. See this? You see the thickness of that wall?
Yes.
So they will hide women and children in there. So come and look very carefully. The door wasn't there. They added the door later on. It used to be all brick, so the women and children would be put through that door, and they could hide between 200 or 300 women and children inside those walls there. So you will know. And the river used to run through. For water, they will get the water from here.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this used to be a well.
Thank you so much.
The present Cathedral of Svetitskhoveli
Yes.
in the beginning of the 11th century.
Oh, wait. We'll get her talking and then I'll put it all on the mic here. Just give me 1 second.
What's your name? Your name?
Name Cicino.
Cicino, thank you.
Cicino.
wow.
Imia. Cicino name.
Wow.
Cicino.
Take
Zibadze.
picture. Here you go.
Yeah, wait 1 sec, Tino. I'll put this here.
Oy meragав.
Actress.
You can start.
The present Cathedral of Svetitskhoveli in the beginning of the 11th century between 1010 1029. 1010 1029. This cathedral is two-story construction. There are secret rooms, 60 secret rooms which are upper floor. There we are kept the library and treasury, copy books, library and treasury, icons, and the windows to those secret rooms which are upstairs. To those secret rooms which are upstairs, ropes. Yes, above on the dome there is watching tower to see enemy approaching.
Wow.
Enemy Muslimi.
Ottoman.
Muslimi. Yes, Ottoman. Above on the dome there is watching tower to see enemy approaching. Baptized basin. Baptized basin dates back to the 4th century. It was gold plated, gold plated. But during invasions, all the treasury was brought from here inside holy water. Inside holy water.
Wow.
Yes. No. I know. Inside holy water, active. Georgia was converted to Christianity in the 4th century by the King Miriam and Saint Nino. Miriam is the first Georgian Christian king. The first Georgian Christian church in the 4th century on this place. In the 4th century, King Miriam built here wooden church. Wooden.
And his first church was Samtavro.
Yes, Samtavro. Yes. Sorry, let's go. This little church was built in the 13th century and represents this model of Jerusalem church. Jewish Jerusalem church. This model was built here. Ezmtscheta is called the second Jerusalem. Svetitskhoveli, second Jerusalem. Because here is this robes of this Christ. Sorry, here buried. Buried. Jesus Christ robes. Jesus Christ robes. Here buried. Inside 2 meters. Jesus Christ robes. According to the historical documents, Jewish Sidonia was buried with the Christ robes in the 1st century AD. Jewish Sidonia. According to the, let's go.
What's her name?
According Sidonia, Jewish Sidonia.
Do you know what color the robes were? Were they white and blue?
Jerusalem.
No, but I'm saying if it's white and blue, they buried Persia.
According to the historical documents, Jewish Sidonia was buried with the Christ robes in the 1st century AD. The robe was brought from Jerusalem by Sidonia's brother Elias during the time of the grave of Sidonia grew up a cedar tree, yes,
This is
of Sidonia.
the cedar tree.
Cedar tree. So group. Cedar tree. Cedar tree. When the King Miriam received the Christianity, he decided to build a new Christian church on this place. He cut the tree down. He cut the tree down, and 7 columns from the tree. The 7th was magic. The 7th was magic. It was elevated in the sky, and it hung there. Holy water poured from the tree. This pillar was magic. The name of the cathedral, Svetitskhoveli, comes from the magic column. Svetitskhoveli means life-giving. Pillar in English. Pillar. Svetitskhoveli names life-giving pillars. Original cross inside. The part of the cross on which Jesus was crucified in the 1st century on Golgotha Hill is keeping here in cross inside.
The cross was cut up into like 30 pieces.
And this part of cross was sent to the King Miriam by the Roman Emperor Constantine in the 4th century. Original cross, small part inside. Inside. King Miriam by the Roman Emperor Constantine in the 4th century. Constantine and his mother Helen are depicted here. Ascension of the cross. Wow. Yes. This cathedral was decorated with frescoes. Yes. In the 19th century, Georgia lost independence, and Georgian church also lost independence. From the 19th century, Georgia was governed by the Russian governors. At this time, Svetitskhoveli was whitewashed by the Russians. Jesus Christ, the Savior, is depicted in the altar apse. These frescoes was restored in the 19th century by the Russian artists. But after restoration, the first look of the frescoes was destroyed. It dates back to the 19th century.
So that fresco is supposed to be Jesus?
Yes.
King Gorgasali?
King Vakhtang Gorgasali, founded Tbilisi, King Vakhtang Gorgasali. He reigned in the 5th century. He made United Kingdom of Kartli. At this time, Georgian church was separated from Antiochian church and became independent. The post patriarch exists in Georgia from the 5th century. Yes, in the 5th century, King Vakhtang Gorgasali built stone basilica. Original columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basilica is a building. Original columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basilica is a building without dome, without cupola. This style of architecture started developing in Georgia from the 5th century. Sitting place, Amecha throne, patriarch throne. Not used. New current patriarch Elias II. New 19th century, old 11th century. Prophet Elias here buried before Christ, 6th century, our era BC. Elijah, the prophet, small chapel. Prophet Elias, icons. Here is also the well. Before Christ, 6th century, our era BC, here is also the well, which was used as a drinking water during invasions. Holy water, 4th century, 15 meters. Wow. Yes, here is also the well, which was used as a drinking water during invasions. Holy water, 4th century, 15 meters. The dome finish the church. So finish.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's go to the next.
This is the famous Samtavro Monastery, the first monastery here in Georgia. This monastery was built in 326 AD by King Marian, who is now laid to rest inside this monastery. We'll be showing you that in a minute. He's laid to rest with his wife, and he's the only king of Georgia who holds both title of king and saint. So he's Saint King Marian. The monastery is a women monastery, the first Christian church here in Georgia. Nino, the lady who brought religion here in Georgia, she is laid to rest in Bodby, which is in Signagi. So if you ever visit Georgia, you should go to Signagi and then go to Bodby and go and see where the founder of religion is laid to rest. So the king built this monastery for her after she was summoned to come and help heal the king, because the king was always falling ill. Just look at the beauty. Oh, I like that. The church bells are over there. Let's just admire this monastery. You can buy your souvenirs over there. We have just entered the monastery, which means you cannot talk too loud. The symbol of Christianity in Georgia is the Christian cross, which is bent. Look at the beauty of this church. All the pictures of saints. As you enter through the doors, you turn to the left, and that's the grave of King Marian. King Marian is laid to rest there, and that's his wife on that side. And there's some writings here. It says 326. Let me read it for you. Georgia's first Christian king and queen, Saint King Marian and Queen Nana. Georgia introduced Christianity as a state religion in 326, and they built this church. Let's look at it from a distance. Let's go look at the saint. There's a saint buried here. frescoes, amazing frescoes. Up there, that's where they will hide women and children during the war. Saint Nino, the woman who brought Christianity in Georgia, was summoned by King Marian to come and heal him because he was always falling ill. And after he was healed, he built a church for her and dedicated it for her. And that was the introduction of Christianity in Georgia. Georgia is the second country in the world to introduce Christianity as a state religion. The first country is Armenia. The king is buried here because this was the very first symbol of religion in Georgia. What's interesting here in Georgia is how they bury their dead at these old monasteries. If you look carefully, you can see there are so many different graves, but look, they are all on different levels. Some are higher, some are on lower ground, and that is the level of your importance in the history, in the culture. So if you are very important, your grave will be raised much higher. If you're still important but not that high, then your grave will be lower. So I've been asking myself, does that mean there's a level of importance when you are dead? I mean, is this for the dead society? You see these graves, look, higher, lower, and even this one. One thing I'm going to share with you, look at the Georgian writing. It's like spaghetti. Armenian writing is confusing as well. It's not easy. That's a child's grave there. And this child must have been important. Maybe he or she was supposed to have been a saint, or maybe a prince. See? Look at all the graves, higher and lower, higher and lower. Now this monastery, what interests me here, when you look at the walls, you can see, I mean, somebody must have seen an alien somehow, because that was etched on there by the people who built this monastery. As I've said before, this monastery was built here in 326. This is the original foundation. As you can see, there's no cement in between. They just carve the stones and rocks and put them together. That's the original part, and then we added concrete later on because we cannot build like how they used to build in those years. The monastery itself, it's amazing to look at. Look at the details up there. Let's look at the details. And of course, another little monastery over there. The nuns live over there, that's their home. And down here is their museum. So you can go there for more information.